Hello, viewers. Hope you're having an amazing time exploring the MBN Tech Academy. In our today's section, we are going to learn how to design or how to prepare a simple bill invoice. So I had this contact who asked me, please teach me how to do a simple bill invoice so that I can prepare it for my customer and make sure that you give my customers 10% discount on the list of items I'm going to send to you. So I'm going to explore that part using Microsoft Excel. So let's dive into the class. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Let's go to class. So we are launching Microsoft Excel so we can prepare the simple bill invoice for that organization. So we're going to click on the start button. On the start button, we have Microsoft Excel located here, or we can search for Excel here, whichever way will be more convenient for you. It's either if you can't find your Excel here, you can search for the Excel using the search for app. So I'll click my Excel to launch Microsoft Excel. Now we have the blank, and we have other templates here. But I'm going to continue from my workbook I have created, titled MBN Tech Academy. So I'll click on it. On the MBN Tech Academy, I have other sheets that have different tasks we've done over time. So to add a new worksheet, I'll click on the plus over here. So when I click on the plus over here, I have a new worksheet inserted in my workbook. So a quick one, just to remind you that this is the quick access toolbar. This is the title bar, the file menu, the tabs. These are the tabs, and the whole of this is called the ribbon. And the ribbon has grouping, where we have the clipboard group, the fonts group, the alignment, the number, the style, cells, editing, add in, Adobe Acrobat. This is the name box, the formula bar, and this is called the worksheet. And on the worksheet below it, we have the different tabs. So when you click on the plus, you keep adding tabs. So inside one workbook, you can have different sheets. So this is a workbook, and the workbook is titled MBN Tech Academic, and you can always add sheets to it. Below it, we have the status bar, where we have the different views, and we have the different views, and we can decrease and increase the zoom level in our Excel worksheet. Then the last bar here is called the task bar. The task bar, where we have the notification area, the pin icon, and the start button. So let's start by designing the simple invoice for the organization. What is the name of the organization? It is called SBN ICT World. So I'll title it capital SBN, then ICT World. He deals with all types of computer accessories. So this SBN ICT World. I'll go down my down arrow key once. I'm going to type his location is located in Calabar. Let me title it Mary Slazor, Calabar, and Calabar is in Nigeria. Okay, that's the name of the organization. Then we'll title it a simple bill invoice. It's a simple bill invoice. So we now put in the captions. For example, we have the bill underscore number, the bill number. We also have the name of the item purchase, name of the items. We have the rate. If you look at it closely now, cell B4 has the name of the item. Cell C4 is blank, but it has overflow. But let's continue. So when you type on it, which we are going to type the rate, then we now move to the right again and type the quantity of item, quantity. Then we have the amount. All right. So by so doing, we will format. We're going to format this so that it will be very, very pleasant to the eyes. So how do we format it now? We're going to click on cell A1. Click from the left to the right, and we're going to merge and center. The merge and center command is on the alignment group. So we're going to come over here under alignment. We have the merge and center. So we're going to click on the merge and center, where we have our SBN ICT word now in the center. Now the location, now click from A2 to E2. I'm going to also merge and center. I'll come over here, merge and center. The bill invoice is on cell A3. I'll click there, click and drag to E. We are trying to centralize the bill invoice. So I'm going to merge and center, alignment, merge and center. Then let's format this. Our bill number is okay, but we can expand the cell a little. Name of item. So I'm going to expand, click and drag to expand. The rate is okay. The quantity, I need to expand it a little. So I go in between D and E. So I have this arrow pointing toward the left and right. So I'll click and drag. So by so doing, you have this, and it looks a little bit better than before. So let's format it more. I'll click on the cell A1. I'm going to increase the font size from 11 by clicking on this big A, the bigger A, which is the increased font size. When I click on it once, it grows the font. If I click on it again, it grows the font. Now we have font size 14. I'll click down here under my font to change my font. Let's select Arial Black. Good. SBN ICT World. Then the location. What I'm going to do on the location now, I am going to change the font size or the font style first to this or this. Yes, then I'm going to bold it. You can as well as italicize it by clicking on the I, italic. Then the bill invoice, I will change the font to this, and I'm going to bold it and italicize it. I can as well as apply font color. Let's select this. Same thing here. If you want to change the font color also, click on here and make our choice. All right, so I'll just stick to this. I'll stick to this. Now let's format our bill invoice. Let's select our caption. So I can select this and I'll just bold the text. So let's type in the bill number. The bill number for his item in the office is SBN 1001 for the first item. So I'll strike my enter key. SBN 1002 for the next item. So we can use the autofill here by coming to the second one, click and drag down till we have the 10th item, or let's make it 9 item, depending on the item that was bought that very day. So from what we have here now, let's apply. So we know how to use the autofill. Just select 2 and drag down. You have 1 to 9. So from here we can select the entire bill invoice and stop at 9. Then go to the funds group. Under the funds group, we have borders. So I'll click on that, pointing down on borders. I'll select all borders. When I click on all borders, this is how it looks like. Okay, let's enter the list of items, the rate, and the quantity. So let's select the first item as being the mouse. Let's use the mouse. Let's just type all the item first before we now go to the rate and the quantity. We have the mouse. They also bought the keyboard from him. Motherboard was bought that day. So we have the LCD, liquid crystal display monitor. So UPS, uninterrupted power supply, was bought that day. So we have the hard disks. Hard disk was also bought that day. We have the RAM. We also bought the speakers. Speakers were bought that day from him. We also bought the last item that was bought there was a flash drive. Okay, the rate, which is just like the amount. So I'm going to expand the rate now. The rate now, let's rate it in Naira. So the mouse was bought at the price of 1,000, or let's say 5,000 Naira. 5,000 Naira. The keyboard was bought at 15,000 Naira. So I'm using Naira now because it's in Nigeria. The motherboard was bought for 70,000 Naira. The liquid crystal display monitor was bought at 70,000 Naira. So the OBS was bought at 50,000 Naira. Hard disk was bought at 35,000 Naira. The RAM was bought at 15,000 Naira. The speaker was bought for 10,000 Naira. The flash drive was bought at 10,000 Naira. So the quantity of items that was bought that day is what we are entering here. They bought 4 mouse. The keyboard was bought 3. There were 3 quantity was sold. Motherboard 1, LCD 2, OBS were bought 3, hard disks were bought 8. Then the RAM was bought 5. Speaker was just 1 speaker. The flash drive was just 7 items. So 7 items were purchased here. So now we are going to calculate the amount. Let's calculate the amount. To calculate the amount, of course, you're multiplying the quantity with the rate. You're multiplying the quantity with the rate. So to multiply in Excel, we use the asterisk sign. So you can say equality sign. The golden rule in Excel is that you begin every formula or every function with equality sign. So equality sign, oftentimes it's good to reference the cell should there be any change. What do I mean? You select where the 5,000 is. So I click here and now multiply. Hold my shift key, touch my asterisk, multiply it by the quantity. So I'll strike my enter key and I'll see the amount that was spent there. That is 20,000 naira. With this now, you can use your autofill. So we multiply this times this, so that in case I have any change, if peradventure it was not 4 items that was bought that day, we now say okay, it was 3 items. When I strike my enter key, automatically Excel will effect that correction. So I can use my autofill, click and drag down, or double click twice, 1 2, so we have all the amount there. We're going to format this now and leave our rate and amount in naira. How do we leave this rate and amount in naira? We're going to select the column for the rate. Since we are dealing with naira, we are going to go to where we have the dialog box launcher under the numbers group. Dialog box launcher here. We're going to click the dialog box. We're going to look for naira sign. We are looking for naira sign. How do I get the naira sign? Let's select currency. We're going to select currency. When you select currency, you now have the symbol. The naira symbol is already displayed here. The symbol is already displayed here. If it was not here, we would have been scrolling down to look for the N double strike through. So I'll click on it and click on OK. So I now see all of my currency here has the naira sign. Same thing with the amount. I'm going to click and drag down, then go back to my dialog box launcher, then select my currency, and I have my naira sign here. Should you not have the naira sign here, you can scroll down and look for the naira sign. Let's scroll down and look for the naira sign. I've seen naira, Edo, Fula, Hausa. So you can make your choice. You can make your choice. So when you scroll down, you see the naira sign, Ibibio, and so on and so forth. Nigeria, Igbo. So whichever one that will suit what you're looking for, you can click on OK. Yes, you can click on OK when you are done. Have you noticed that I missed the first one? I missed the first one. I missed the last one rather. So what do I do? What do I do? If you missed this now, you can click on any of the cell. Now use the format painter. Click on your format painter, then come over here and click on it. Excellent. So you see what I did? I want to undo Ctrl Z. So if peradventure you got the naira sign for only the first person, for only the first item here, not the person now, item, you came to page number and currency, and you were okay with this, and you click on OK, and you notice that it is only applicable on the first one. What you do is that you can use a format painter to have the naira sign across all the items. So I'll click on my format painter, then I'll click from the second item and drag to the last. So we have our naira sign applied to all the items. Now, thank God I have this hash sign. Whenever you have an hash sign in your cell, it simply means that the cell is too small for the character. So I have to expand it to have all the character being captured here. So what have we noticed? We notice that they are in 2 decimal points. So we're going to remove the decimal point here. We don't need the decimal point. So I'm going to highlight it again. Go back to my decimal points here to either decrease or increase. So I'm going to decrease it. When I decrease it now, I have one decimal point. If I click on it again, I don't have any decimal point over there. So now at this point now, we are going to select our grand total and equally discount. So it's giving discount, it's giving 30% or 15% discount on the item purchase, and we're going to know our grand total. So to achieve that, we're going to type in here total, then we type our discount, which we say let's make it 15%. 15% discount. Then when I strike my enter key again, I'm going to do grand total. So this is the grand total of what the person is paying at the end of the day. Grand total. I'm going to merge these cells. I'm going to merge these cells. Merge this cell. Merge and center. Merge and center. So I'm on my alignment group to merge both cells together. So after I've merged the first cell, I can use my format painter, then highlight both cells. So what I've simply done, I merged the first one, use my format painter to make sure that the discount and the grand total is also merged. Okay, so let's apply our borders on those items. So we're applying our borders on them. So this is the border on it. Now let's calculate the total. To get your total, we use the sum function, but we can equally use the auto sum command, which is displayed on our editing group. On the editing group, we have the auto sum here. So when I click on it, I have the sum. So first and foremost, you're going to be on cell E14. You're on cell E14, then you come to the sum, auto sum. When you click on it, Excel will recognize that you're summing the whole of this item. Then when you strike your enter key, you have your result. So the total amount that will be spent that day for all the item is 855,000 naira. 855,000 naira. So we're going to do 15% discount on the amount, on the total amount. So what we are going to do, we are going to use equality sign. Now we're going to select the cell that has the total amount. Then we're going to multiply it with 15%. 15 divided by that's not 15, that's 15 divided by 100. So that's the 15% discount. So you're multiplying the amount with the 15% discount you have there. So when you strike your enter key, you have that amount. You have that. So the discount on all the items, if all the items were placed on 15% discount, you're having 128,250 naira. So let's get the grand total of what the customer will pay that very day. Let's get the grand total. To get the grand total, you're going to subtract 128 from the total amount. So let's get it done. So you strike your equality sign, you select the total amount minus the discount. The discount is on cell E15. Discount is on cell E15. So the total amount minus the discount he has given on the item. So I'll strike my enter key. When I strike my enter key, the customer for that day, after purchasing all this item and placing all this item on 15% discount, will equally pay the grand total of 726,750 as against paying 855,000 naira. So this is how you can do a very simple invoice for item purchased in your shop. If you have any question, you can drop it on the comment section. We can go ahead to format our invoice by selecting this. Okay, let's bold our grand total. Let's bold it. Good. We can select double strike through to show that is good. That's the final amount. We can bold this also. Good. Then we can leave other items, or you can apply a simple color to, let's go to where I have the conditional formatting. I love using this conditional formatting. So but at this point you won't use this. You're going to select a very light color. Let's go to the background color of our work. So we just select this, then this item, we select a different color for them, bold them. So this is how to do a simple invoice. If you have value for your time, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. See you in my next class. In my next class, we're going to do a little complex invoice. So it won't be that this simple, but we're going to get the simple step and we're going to learn how to do it together. Thank you for your time. See you in my next section. So don't forget, you click on the file and activate the save to save your invoice. Good. When you're done, you close and you're good to go.